my friends, today is Tuesday, and can you believe it? It is March already. I can't believe it is March. Didn't we just have Christmas? It sure feels like it. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's see who's on. Thank you for joining me. And my name is Tina Kavrigich. I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I am located just east of Toronto in Ontario. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be anywhere in Canada. Come on and join me. Even from the States, doesn't matter. We always have such a great time, and I'm always happy to have you along. And, okay, let's check it out. All right. So, anyways, thank you for joining me. Today we are doing Slimline cards. March is all about Slimline cards. I don't know about you. Have you tried a Slimline card? I am new to it, but I am quite excited. I had a great time making these up. It was fantastic. So, as I mentioned, I am a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do not have a catalog, which we have here, a mini catalog, awesome stuff in here, or the annual catalog. Now, don't forget, the annual catalog will be coming to an end soon in a couple of months. So if there's anything in the annual catalog, you might want to start taking a peek and checking out what you can purchase. They've got a lot of great stuff in there. So if you are interested in getting either catalog, drop me a comment below and I'll be happy to mail one out to you, and we can craft along. So we are using items from the mini catalog. They are called Slimline cards. We are using some Slimline envelopes that are in the catalog. And one of the stamp sets we will be using this month is called Slim Sayings. And this is a great one. It is just has sentiments. It's really great. One of my favorite ones is you really are fabulous. And what I do is I stamp that with StazOn ink, and I stamp it on my wrist just to remind me how fabulous I really am. So I think that's a great idea. I think sometimes we could all stamp something good on our hand to remind us how fantastic we really are. I don't know about you, but it makes me feel good. So, mini catalog, let me know if you need anything. And today, you will notice if you purchased the March takeaway, because we are doing Slimline cards, I had to mail them all in a giant package like so, as opposed to putting them in separately, because we are using full sheets of cardstock. And what you're going to want to do is take out some great items that we have there. Good morning, Michelle and Gail, Cindy, Joan, and Melissa. Thank you for joining me. What you're going to do is you're going to grab your package, okay? Grab your package, and you're going to take out the following items. Now, in your package, you will notice I had put a little note there that says, items to use from this package. And for today, for March 1st, you're going to take out some black cardstock. Whoops. Here we go. We got our black cardstock. Okay. You're going to take out some designer series paper that is long, and on the back side it's green with the leaves. So you're going to take that. You're going to take a piece of white frayed ribbon. Love this ribbon. It's fantastic. It was out for the longest time, and hopefully it's back in stock now. You are going to take out, hopefully I placed in your package, a strip of basic white cardstock. If you don't have one, please grab one. I'm pretty sure I added them in. You might have to dig for it. And the final two pieces, a round circle with a black scalloped edge. So you're going to want to take that out. So while you're digging through that, I'm going to go through and let you know what's coming up and what's going on. Okay. March is National Crafting Month. Are you ready for crafting? Woo! Don't shake, man. So it is National Crafting Month. So that is quite exciting. I'm very happy for that. But then for me, it's always crafting month. I love it. So, did you notice, I don't know if you noticed yet, but Stampin' Up! Has now released a new kit. The last kit that they had was a magnetic board. That thing sold out like hotcakes. I can't believe it. I had ordered 4 of them, and I'm glad I did, and I didn't wait, because they are not available at this time. I don't know if they're coming back or whether they're back ordered or what, but those kits go like hotcakes. So the new kit that came out is a robot one, and what I'm going to do is I will post on the Facebook page samples of what it is, so let you know, and that will be $32. These things are very cute. They sell out very fast. You know what? These are great for birthday gifts. You know, this one in particular is great for kids. Great for kids because it's all robotics or robot related. So that is fantastic. What else? Stampin' Up! Oh, they also have 13 bundles on sale, which means it is a stamp set with dies. So the reason, and it's only 13 specific ones because they match the mini, the small, let me grab it, the small cut and emboss machine, which is actually going on sale. This little machine is going on sale for 20% off, along with the bundles that match that cut and emboss machine is going for 20% off. If you need help ordering, let me know, and I will help hook you up on that. Another thing that they have, I did order early. Demonstrators can order early items, so I am so glad I did because I don't think these are going to be around very long. For a limited time offer, the Waves of the Ocean. Okay, there's the stamp set. Love this. And the dies are coming in actually in the new catalog, so the dies and the stamp set are carrying over. But their fantastic designer series paper is not, okay? This is a special on right now, limited time. They have limited quantities too. So if you want to grab some of the designer series paper, you better get it now, along with these absolutely gorgeous gems. I love them. And the foil, the foil that comes with the Oceans of the Waves. So those are limited time. So once they're gone, they are not coming back in the annual catalog, which is too bad because those things are absolutely fantastic. So you want to grab those. So are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you are ready to start crafting. Did you get the items out of your package? Now what I'm going to do is I will go through, because these are large cards, I will walk you through. You will need your trimmer. So grab your trimmer. You will need your trimmer for this portion of the crafting. So, oh, and I have to thank you, those that send me Happy Mail. I don't expect it, but I love it. I love it. I got this great card. Got to show you. Great card from my friend Elaine. Thank you so much. She even sent me this long note. I loved it. It was very heartwarming. I do appreciate it so much. So Elaine, thank you for that card. I loved it, and the little note that came along. It really made my day. And yesterday I got from the mail person, this great card from Sharon. Thank you very much. She sent it on behalf of a National Send a Card to a Friend Day. I was not expecting that. I just love it. And actually, these are Blackberry Bliss. Love the colors. Fantastic. Sharon, thank you so much for remembering me. I do appreciate it. And then what was really surprising was yesterday, I got a letter here. I don't know if you can see it, to the resident feline. Now, I got to tell you, that is the first time I ever got an mail to the resident feline. I was a little confused by what it was, and then I opened it up, and Joan, I couldn't believe it. I laughed. My husband laughed. Joan had sent the cats this handmade little catnip toy. It's so darn cute. Check that out. Oh, they're gonna love it. Willow is gonna have a ball with us. I'm gonna rub it all over with catnip and watch her play with it. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And then she sent a little note to my cat. Oh, there it is. For along with it. I thought it was so cute. I couldn't believe it. I laughed and I laughed. It is fantastic. That is such a cute card. Joan, thank you so much. Willow and Faith will love it. This is great. Oh, your trimmer. Yes, with your plastic. Carol, yes, you want to get your trimmer with the plastic peeled off. Oh, you know what? You can always leave it on. It doesn't matter. It will work with the plastic on or off. So I'm glad. That's funny. So, but thank you very much for those gifts. Joan, thank you for the little catnip toy. They are gonna love this. I can't wait to show it to them. So thank you so much. Are you guys ready? All right, we've got our items ready. You would have sent, don't worry, I got one fat cat that she just, the toy, she only plays with it if you literally put it in her paws. So that's how lazy she is. If you know my cat Faith, she is fat and lazy, and she won't play with it, but Willow will. She's going to take it away. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get you up on the camera mount. Hopefully you have your items ready. Okay, if you do get a little seasick, just kind of look away for a second. 1 second, kind of get you through here. And I'll pop you up. Like I said, I am not the most technical savvy kind of person. Oh, let's go like this. There we go. I might have to move that around a little bit, but you get the idea. Okay, as I mentioned, let's move this up. Get you in the frame. There we go. My name is Tina Kavergich, Northern Stamper. If you have any questions, northernstamper@gmail.com. And as I mentioned, can't see it, National Crafting Month. The new robot kit, 13 bundles on sale. The mini Stampin' Emboss machine is 20% off. All right, so let's get our items ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our black piece of cardstock. Okay, so let's get that started. I'm going to bring these pieces back in so that I have them fairly close. Okay. So these pieces are already pre-cut, so I'm going to place them aside, okay? All right, so we have our cardstock, and what we want to do is we are going to cut this down, okay? So we're going to cut it 7.5 by 8.5, okay? So I'm going to pull out the arm, and so the arm pulled out, and I'm going to take the long side and go to 8.5, okay? So at 8.5, I'm going to cut that. So you're going to have this left over. That is just an extra piece. Use it for whatever you like, okay? So that was 8.5, so I cut it at 8.5. Are you there? Now I'm going to turn it and cut at 7.5, all right? So we got our arm out, going to turn it, and I'm going to cut at 7.5, okay? And there we go. We got another little piece. You can use that for something. I don't know what you want to use it for, but it is a scrap piece. Oh, we're shaking around here. Then, so you've cut it 7.5 by 8.5, all right? So that is your basic cut for any Slimline card. So write this down. You might want to write this down and keep this close by. 7.5 by 8.5 for a Slimline card. And now we are going to score this in half at the 7.5 mark, right? So at 3 3/4. So we want to keep our card 8.5 long. Make sure you don't cut at the 8.5. You don't want to do that. You want to cut or score it at the 7.5. So I'm going to move it to 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Gonna move that over. Make sure that you use the scoring blade and not the cutting blade. And we're going to score that, okay? So that's all we need for our trimmer. And as you score that, you're gonna find it will fold right over. Now, just to double check, let us get, if you ordered with me, I think for some people, they did order the stamp set, the bundle with me, the stamp set of Slim Sayings. They also received some envelopes. So let's get that envelope, double check. Does it fit? Should fit right in, slide right in, just to double check. And look at that, fits just perfect, okay? That is one way to make sure that you've cut it correctly. Oops, a little tight, but that's okay. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you are at this point where it is scored and cut. All right. So I want to make sure I don't go too fast with this, because I know as they come together all in a package, it's a little bit more work and slow it down. Okay. So let me know. As I mentioned, Slim Sayings, we're going to be using Slim Sayings this month. And I think it's great. Look, they got happy birthday, happy for you, enjoy, you are one of a kind. These are all fantastic. I just love it. Now for this card, it doesn't matter really which one you use. It is totally up to you. But I'm going to be using happy for you, or maybe the happy birthday one. So anyone will work. You just grab a different, if you want to make something a little longer, like this one, then you would just use a little piece of basic white cardstock and just cut your tag, sentiment tag for that. Okay? So give me a thumbs up and we will continue on. Okay? So I have my piece of, oh, you're welcome, Mary Jane. She got her birthday card on time. Wonderful. So we have our card base here. What we're going to do, as always, I don't like to glue quite yet. I want to this piece from the Happy Friendly Hello. Now you may notice it is, your piece may be the same size or it may be longer. So I didn't know if you wanted it all the way across. You can have it all the way across with just a little bit showing on the top and the bottom and none on the left and right. If you want some shown on the left and right, go right ahead, take your trimmer and just take a small little piece off one of the sides. It's up to you. Every card is different. I cut a little piece off, so now if I cut it, if I look, there may be all the way around. Your piece may be exactly cut to this. If not, it may be a little longer. It's up to you. Okay, so I have it laid out. Now I'm going to bring in that gorgeous piece of frayed ribbon. So it's going to lay roughly about the 1/3 on the bottom area. And of course, we're going to wrap it around and it's just going to sit like that. As I said, I'm not gluing it at the moment. I want you to see how it goes together. Okay. Now, what we're doing is we're starting March off with very simple slimline cards. So this is a very simple slimline card. Okay. And the dimensions, if you want to replicate this again, very easy to do. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we are going to take our scalloped circle. There's a black one, and the reason I chose black is because it matches this paper. And there is a 2-inch circle, and it will go on roughly about the left side. You could always put it on the right side. It's totally up to you. Now, if I did not slip or you could not find any basic white strip of cardstock in there, I do totally apologize. I had to make this package in pieces and then put it together as the items came in. So if I did skip this, I do apologize. It was not on purpose. Okay. So your sentiment would go on the long piece and then kind of tuck behind the scallop circle. It can either lay on top or below. It's up to you. And if you want to do a fancy end on here, like you might want to flag it, there is a punch you could do, or you can just use your scissors, or you can use one of the fancy other punches to end that, but we will do that after. Okay, so in the circle, it's up to you what you place in the circle. Okay, so what I did is, before I started, I'm going to use some of the waves of the ocean, and I thought I'm going to make actually some cards with the waves of the ocean. I'm quite excited for this, but what I wanted to do is try some different, maybe some pictures in there. So if I take my Slim Sayings, I'm going to take one of my sayings and I'll lay it down. It will fit like that. Okay, so the sentiment on the tag. So what I did is, before I decided to do a couple of these waves of the ocean. This one here has like 2 or 3 different colors, though it may not match the paper, but I thought it's very cool. You know, I can replicate this and just replace this with some of the designer series paper that I have for Waves of the Ocean, and do the same idea for the card and just swap it out. So I was kind of tinkering around with what do I want, and I realized that the waves really don't match this paper, so I won't be using that, but I'm going to hold on to these for something else. I decided to go through some of my stamps, and I could use the hand penned. That would fit right on there. That would look really nice. I could use my blends and color that. I could use in the moment. This would look fantastic, especially this one here. In January, if you join me, we did in the moment stamp set, and this would be a really good one with her looking out the window. That would look fantastic on there with some blends, or this one looking out on the ocean. Doesn't matter, as long as there's something that you like that is in that circle. But I decided to go with whatever matches the paper, and it is my Friendly Hello, which is gone. If you're joining me for my Friendly Hello class on Sunday, I have class coming up, and I'm going to be showing you, we're going to be using this stamp set, and I will have some prizes on Sunday for some of this paper. I'm going to use this bird here. I think it's very cute. So, like I said, this stamp set is no longer available. That's why when you see a stamp set that you like, it is time to grab it. So, sometimes you don't want to wait too long. I understand waiting a little bit just to make sure that you want it, but unfortunately, once in a while, things are, once they're gone, they're gone. So I placed this guy on a block, and what I'm going to do is, let's move these guys off. I am using my Memento Black because I'm going to be coloring that bird with my favorite items, Stampin Blends. So I got my Memento Black, okay, so, and I'm going to stamp that bird, oops, what the heck, on that circle. So let's ink it up. Doesn't matter, like I said, what image you use. You could use something that you've had for like years and years. It will be great as long as you're creating and you're crafting. Oh my gosh, isn't he so darn cute? You hope yours gets here for Sunday. It should. I sure hope so, because I did mail them out early. Maybe some places are a little bit longer to get to, but I do try and send them out earlier now. That reminds me, don't forget to join me for April. April, we will be doing daisies, and if you want to join me in my April takeaway class, we are doing daisies with the stamp set and the punches. And also for my birthday, we will be using that also. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sentiment. This one's a little bit small, but okay, we'll put it on. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment on that. Bear with me as I look for the block. I have a box of blocks. There we go. And plop it on there. All right. As I was mentioning, April will be daisies, so let me know if you're still interested in that. I am cutting this week for mailing for the daisy classes and the takeaway Tuesdays for this coming week. So I have my sentiment all inked up, and what I'm going to do, because this, I just grabbed a piece of cardstock, I'm just going to place it on the lower part. And is that even? That looks even to me. And I'm just going to cut this down. Like I said, I just grabbed this piece of paper. Hopefully I placed one in your kit. And we'll just cut that. And, okay. I think I'm just going to leave it just like that. Maybe should I flag the end? Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see. We can always move things around. Okay, so let's bring our items back in. Okay. Oh, there we go. And so if I just lay these all down, that's going to look really, really nice. Oh, look, it kind of like tucked behind the ribbon. That's kind of funny. Let's do that. So that kind of goes together like that. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is take my Stampin' Blends and I'm going to color this before I glue it down. And I will try and find the colors for the bird that match the designer series paper. Now, I don't know about you, but I love Stampin' Blends. They are my favorite. And I think I have every color that there is. So I got a big bin full of Stampin' Blends, so hopefully I can find what I'm looking for. All right. I think I need a bigger desk. There we go. And that looks like Pool Party. So what I'm going to do is get my Pool Party Stampin' Blends. There's one. And I'll take a balmy blue. Just, I like to color with the 3 colors. Normally when you color you'll do a dark and a light, but I'm going to add a 3rd color in just for small little areas. So I'm going to take my dark Pool Party, all right, and there's 2 ends. There's a painting end and a little nib end, and what I'm going to do is just take the little nib end and where I think it's going to be darker, add a little bit on there. Now remember I said I'm going to use 3 colors. So that is the dark Pool Party. I'm just going to grab a different color. This is light Bermuda Bay. Same idea. What I'm going to do is kind of go around. And it's a little different color. I'm going to do this for his chest too. And I'm just going to add it in. All right. The reason I do that is because when you start mixing the colors, the 3 colors together, it really gives a really nice kind of effect on the coloring. So now what I'm doing is I'm going back over. This is the light Pool Party. So I'm going back over, and wherever it kind of, the pieces or the marks are, I'm going to go back over and kind of blend it. And what happens is the alcohol in these markers kind of lift a little bit and blend the colors together. So I'm going to carefully do that. And I'm going to leave his chest area because I want to color that a little bit different color. Okay. So he's a little darker. Now I can always go back with a darker Pool Party. And I'm going to go around the crown of the bird, and once again taking back my light Pool Party. See where the line is, and along where the line is I'm just going to kind of blend it a little bit. Okay, now with the ink, when you stamp, you don't want to keep going too much with the Stampin' Blends over the inked part, otherwise it starts kind of making it a little bit muddy, so you don't want to do that. So you can see a little bit how they're blending together. Now what I'm going to do is grab some of these brand new Stampin' Blends. These are the skin tone colors, and what I'm just going to do is just same like I did for the bird. You see there's the line. I'm taking a lighter one and I'm going to go around where the edge is, go around in little circles and kind of blend it in. Okay, and there you see it kind of blends in, no longer that sharp line in between. I'll go back over with a little bit of Pool Party. There we go. And now I'm going to color some of these flowers. And I'm actually going to use the natural color tones. And I'm going to color the flowers because, you know what, it's going to look just gorgeous. These colors, not just for skin tone color, they are fantastic for coloring just anything. So they are actually very pretty. And what I'm doing is I'm working small areas at a time. With Stampin' Blends, you don't want to color the whole thing and then go back over, because once it's dry, you can't do that blending technique. So I've added some of the flowers so I can work quick enough in the flower section, and there we go. Now, like I said, I'm always working with the 3 colors. Put another one, and I'm going with a nice light color at the very end, and I will mix it all together. So as I said, you don't want to do like the full picture and then go back over. You want to work one area at a time so that you can blend the colors the way that you want. Okay, so I'm carefully doing that, trying not to smudge the Memento ink too much. Like if you keep rubbing it over, it will smudge the ink, and you really don't want that. So let's look. I'm going to get a couple of different colors. I have Old Olive, and I'm using Granny Apple Green for the leaves. Some people ask, what colors do you normally start with? If you haven't purchased any Stampin' Blends before, I would go, I strongly suggest an Old Olive to start with, because they're always leaves. And I don't know about you, but I like to add in a little bit of Granny Apple Green in the leaves. I think it gives a nice color change. And then what you do is you choose your favorite color, whatever it is, if it's pink or blue or orange or red, and then you add from there. Okay, so again, I'm using one of the skin tone colors, and this is skin tone color number 400. And look at that. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color of brown for that branch. Looks fantastic. I love it. So the Stampin' Blends, you get a dark and a light, and they're $12. But I got to tell you, if you love coloring, they are worth every penny. I'm whenever there's a new color that comes out, I'm most excited, and Stampin' Blends are the items that I purchase. Number one, they're my favorite. So what I'm going to do now, I've got this guy all nicely colored. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Oh, Sandra loves the different shades of blues. It really is really cool looking when you do the different color blues. If you're doing a water, such as, let's take a look in the Waves of the Ocean. I'm just using Stampin' Blends as an example. If you use the different blues, they are fantastic if blue is your favorite color. So I'm just going to add that on to the little black scalloped edges. If you want, you can color a little bit more. It's up to you. Another idea, in the friendly hello, is this little bit of, they look like little dots. Sometimes I always wondered, what are those little dots for? And actually, let us do some of that. It's just to add a little bit of color. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually take my Stampin' Blends, color on here, and add it on. It really does add a really interesting effect. So I'll do a little bit there, and a little bit here, and it would work better if I had the ink pad, which I don't have around close to me. But you just want to add a little bit of ink, or what else you can do is take your Stampin' Blend, right, hit it on another Stampin' Blend to make little marks like that. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to bring back in my card and let us adhere everything together. So I'm going to take my DSP, and I'm going to wrap my ribbon around, and I'm just going to tape it down. So you saw how it all goes together. So if you're not at this point, that's okay. You have an idea of how it goes. So I'm going to wrap the ribbon around. As I said, this is a basic slimline card. As we work each week, We're going to start doing more fancier folds. Next week is a fancier fold of a slimline card. Now I'm going to add my adhesive to the back on all of the spots so that sticks down. And I'm going to place that on the front of the card. So this is easy enough. Grab some designer series paper that you might have left over and make a bunch of these today with the slimline cards. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to place I could hop the sentiment belt behind it or on top. And what I'm going to do is, I could always move it up here. And I'm just going to add that on. And what I want is I'm going to pop these guys up on dimensionals. This image, you don't need a ton of dimensionals. 2 will do, maybe even 3. Going to pop that on top. There we go. And I'm just going to glue down my sentiment. Now you can always jazz this up a little bit more if you want, and you have some little gems hanging around in your box of bits and bobs. Just add it on. So there we go. Oh, and don't forget your Wink of Stella. I'm actually going to color in the flower. Just be careful. Make sure that you dab with the Wink of Stella, okay? Or be very careful on where you place it. You don't want to mix up too much of the colors. I'm just going to add that on a little bit and give it a little bit more pizzazz. I think it's time to buy a new Wink of Stella. So there we go. Add that on. Wink of Stella adds something to everything. All right. And there we go. That is a basic slimline card. As I mentioned, 7.5 by 8.5. Don't forget to mark that down. Score it at 3 3/4. Okay. Take a look at this slimline card. Easy peasy to make. And so hopefully you can use up a lot of your scraps that you have. Okay, so I'd be curious on what image that you used for your slimline card in here. I think any one that you use would look fantastic. So like I said, very simple slimline card. Next week I do have a fancy fold, so it will be a little bit more stepped up than what we have in here. Let me say a proper goodbye to you. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to post your card. I'd love to see what it is. And if you have any questions, please drop me an email or comment below, northernstamper@gmail.com. Until next week, have a great time, and don't forget, March is National Crafting Month. Let's see what you're crafting. And let's go up and see if the cats love this thing. Oh, I can't wait. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.